Missy, here it is. Mage.
Yes, in a world of high magic, no party would be complete without a mage. Masters of the arcane, they bring terrible elements to bear in devastating spells. If reality needs changing in some fashion, ask a mage to help.
Right.
I like to change my reality.
Right.
Perfect.
So Mage and Cleric is an Acolyte. And this next one, so Missy is debating. Well, I guess Missy, you tell about what you're debating with this.
Well, I'm debating between Mage, which is the Arch Wizard, or I'm thinking the Mage Summoner, which is a Warlock. I'm still probably leaning towards the Warlock because they can summon elementals, and the elements take form and shape, and then they do the fighting for you. So I kind of like that because it's kind of like having, elemental pets of a sort.
Laura says Warlock.
Now the Arch Wizard is pure mage, and they use, powerful magic. Not just summoning, but they're actually, doing the powerful magic themselves. So I don't know yet whether I want to summon an elemental to do the fighting, or if I want to fight with those elements myself.
To me, I would almost think an Arch Wizard would be like, so you have a fireball, and it would be like a fireball times 2. Like your fireball would just be an enhanced fireball if you take upon Mage, or Arch Wizard. While the Warlock, as we talked about, we looked into it, was instead of throwing a fireball, your fireball would turn into an actual fire elemental and fight for you. So, yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of, I don't know what I really want to do yet.
Right.
It's probably going to be between one or the other.
Well, what's cool is you can switch these. You can switch your secondaries, so you can go and play with them.
I can go, well, I don't like that, so I'm going to take this as a secondary.
Yeah. I wonder if there's...
see how they both work.
I wonder if there's going to be any, and I think Steven mentioned it, but I cannot recall it, if there was going to be kind of a time period that you can switch this, switch your secondary, or if you have to actually... I think he was... Like, Steven wants you to, like, just kind of, like, make your choices really matter, right? So he's like... I think if it was him solely, he would have... He's like, when you pick your secondary, that's it. Like, you have, like... But I think he's becoming more open to the fact of letting you choose, and I think that's the way they're going. So you can switch your secondary, but you cannot definitely switch your archetype. So I hear there will be a combat pets that will have one of the Holy Trinity. Does that mean Warlock, have a summoner, or combat pet both out? Secondary can be switched. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I just not for sure if there was like a cooldown period or if you had to do a quest or something like that. But I think they said they were still working on that, talking about that. But like I said, there's so much about this game that, like, I think they're waiting for people to get to the point of Alpha 1 so they can test things out to confirm things. So, so Laura's saying, does that mean Warlock can have a summon and a combat pet both out? To me, I would say yes. I mean, or I would hope so.
Because one's going to probably be an elemental. It would be like an elemental. And then the other would be an actual combat pet.
Yeah. So I think
they would be kind of two different things.
Yeah. So I think, yeah, definitely your combat pet will be separate because I think every class can have a combat pet. And the summon, who's to say that as a Warlock, you don't really truly summon an elemental that's always by your side, even though I hope so. Or...
I think you bring it out in battle and then it disappears.
Yeah, or like...
You send it out and it diminishes.
Yeah, like you'll see like a fire elemental swipe and then it disappears, yeah. So...
Like it might have like you know, maybe 6 seconds of life or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
to battle, and then you have a cooldown probably.
Yeah. Which to me, both ways can work. So I've played other games that, you know, I mean, technically, if you go with a summoner in Final Fantasy XIV, you know, you have your bigger summons, like the Phoenix, that it's only out for like 20 seconds, and then it goes away. And then you'll have like a base, you know, and the way that they're talking about these classes and the augments is your fireball spell doesn't completely change. It gets augmented depending upon your second class. So that could just mean your fireball morphs into a fire elemental. Yeah. Only brought out in a short time as well, yeah. As I almost think of is you're like whoosh, you know, like it would look like a beast clawing, and then it'd go away.
Yeah.
Or it's just going to be out. And let me make sure. Okay, so this is the first time that we actually have this. So this is a cool little page right here. So yeah, so we're going to go with these right here, but this is like their little starting pages here. Kind of move this over a little bit here. So we got Spellbook Combo. Target an enemy and use magic missiles from your spellbook to strike with multiple blows, dealing damage and power-ups, or powering up your focus with this weapon attack. So it's almost like Barrage in World of Warcraft. Implosion. This is kind of like your fireball. Use a template to launch a powerful burst of fire against all enemies within the template, which I'm almost thinking template means like the area, the little zone of, you know. Also a chance to catch enemies on fire, dealing damage over time. Ice Prison. Target an enemy and summon a prison of ice around them, paralyzing them and dealing damage over time. Oh wow. So you actually do damage. It's not just a CC. Crowd control. So that's cool. Arc Lightning. Definitely like my lightning, especially from Star Wars. Launch a bolt of lightning in a forward line, damaging all within its path. And I wonder, I've seen this, but I almost wonder if that's actually what we've seen people actually use during the developer updates. Is like it's like the blast. It's almost like a Kamehameha wave. So I don't know. It's the only thing I could think of is because it says a bolt lightning in a forward line. So
yeah, so it doesn't branch out. It's not an AOE, but if you have whatever's in that direct line, it will go straight through.
So what you're saying is it's like the Emperor's lightning, and it's just like, you know.
Yeah, but it's not going to be an AOE. It's not going to spread. But if there happens to be like 2 enemies in front, it'll go through and damage both of them.
Yeah.
But it won't flare out.
Yeah. Mages escape, step into another dimension momentarily, emerge far ahead of your original position, enemies lose target of you. So this is like a mixture of invisibility and blink in World of Warcraft.
I like it.
After image, summon shadows of yourself to confuse your enemies, granting you momentarily invulnerability, lasts 4 seconds. So it's a defensive cloning, so that's cool. Quake. If your focus is at 80%, cast these spells to split the earth itself before you launching a line of damage and knocking down those hit by your arcane might. That's almost like a shaman attack. Mage's detection reveals secret passages and magically hidden terrain around you. So that's cool.
I like the thought of that.
So yeah, so I mean that means that they're even going into the extent, which I think actually in the video that we're going to watch here after we get done with Mage, shows that if there's a rock or maybe it just looks like a wall, but only a mage can actually see that wall's actually something's weird about that wall. Maybe it glitters, and only a mage can see that. So you need to make sure you have a mage in the party to be able to see those things.
You should always have a mage in your party. Always.
Yep.
They're important.
Pulling that back. Alright, let's go back down here. See if there was anything. Yep, there's some extra ones here.
Yep.
So this one looks like they've really expanded on it. So we'll spend a little bit more time here, especially because this is Missy's favorite here. So we talked about the after image. So you have 3 ranks. So rank 2, it increases your evasion. Rank 3, bonus damage while buff is active. So it sounds like, so you get more evasion, of course, at rank 2, but at rank 3, you get the defense and you get an actual offensive to it as well, so that's pretty cool. The arc lightning, damage over time, adds damage over time to target's hit, so that's cool. So you actually gain a dot. Chains to nearby enemies that are not hit. Anyone who's outside the line has a chance to get a bolt jump to them. So there you go. So rank 3, instead of a line, it actually will. So instead of a line,
that's what I'm saying, because I kind of read ahead of that.
Yeah. So
it's like that's why it's like straight line to hitting everything.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to go like this, and then when you get to rank 3, it'll kind of become like a cone shape in some sense. So black hole. So that's that thing that someone casted and you couldn't see through it. Pulls all enemies to a point picked by the caster after a short delay. Snares targets after pull. That's going to be annoying. Black hole explodes at the end of the pull duration, dealing damage. So that'll be really annoying, guys. It's like you pull them, you snare them, and then it explodes. Yeah, that's going to be annoying.
That's going to have to probably have a pretty hefty cooldown on it.
Yeah, I'm not for sure if...
Because that's not something that you would want to be casting over and over again. It would make it impossible, especially with PvP.
Yeah. I mean, unless other classes, like I said, here comes balance. Here comes balancing. That there's other classes that can break it with other attacks.
Maybe.
So of course, cloth armor, passive. So this actually has ranks too. So that's cool. So increases armor given by cloth armor, rank 1. Further increases armor, and then bonus mana for each piece of cloth armor. So it looks like you actually get more mana. So you kind of get like a little set bonus there. So it looks like, which I did hear this, Stephen did say this, that so you could technically wear Plate Missy as a mage, but that doesn't necessarily mean your class was made for that. You could still do it, and you can still do damage, but you won't be doing like your most, like I said, if you're wearing cloth armor and you were rank 3.
Just like in Warcraft too, you can wear, different armor, but the one, like you get a 5% bonus to your defense if you wear, say leather as a druid, or you know what I mean? You could wear mail. Some of them give you options to wear different things, but you get more of a bonus if you wear,
I'm not for sure if World of Warcraft has that, but I know Elder Scrolls does. I'm pretty
Warcraft
sure.
does too.
Well, you have a bonus. Well, I have to look at that. I haven't looked at armor because it hasn't really been a factor.
I don't know if it's all things, but I know there is that, because there is that option, especially even like with the heritage armor, that you can wear different things. Well, certain classes. Like as a warlock, I don't think I could wear anything other than cloth. But I think there's some that can wear mail and leather, but you get a bonus for wearing the leather. It doesn't behoove you to wear, the mail. And I think, who's one that can wear either or? Hunters? I think hunters.
Well, I think they
can wear leather or mail.
Well, I think they've technically actually changed a lot. It used to be like that, but then now it's like straight. Because it used to be like you would be male as a paladin up to like level 30, and then it would turn to plate. Just kind of like leather for hunter went to male later on, but they've dumbed it down.
Well,
I don't think it's the same anymore.
As a warlock, I can use a sword, or I can use a staff, or I can use a wand. But I'm better off. My stats are better with the staff. Like, I wouldn't want to use the sword.
Let me take a look here. I think it's... Yeah, well, I know definitely I've seen it in, I think Elder Scrolls was, like, if you wore more, like, plate or whatnot, then you got bonus all that stuff. But, yeah, so it looks like this will definitely be something that you want. You know, it's like, you can wear other armor, but you'll definitely get more bonuses out of cloth armor.
Costs prettier anyway.
Yeah. Elemental passive, so increases elemental damage. The more mages change their elemental type, the more damage is done. So it looks like you'll be rotating through your... It almost kind of sounds like Guild Wars 2, to be honest. And you swap through it. Even though I don't think there's different sets, because I think you have like a wind, you have fire, I think you have ice.
Even Genshin Impact does that. If you rotate out the spells, they get stronger. If you keep changing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Which is something different. Yeah, like fire, ice, lightning.
So force filled, of course, is a force filled. There's no rank 2 or 3 to that. Gift of the Magi grants a portion of the mage's mana to friendly characters. So that's cool. So you could actually give mana back. So it's almost like a siphon. No.
No.
What's taking? That's taking. It's trying to remember the Final Fantasy 14. You can a black mage could do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because Medowin could do it and give somebody mana, like a mana increase.
Yeah, so that's good, especially if a healer's running low. You throw them some mana, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. So the ice prison, as we said, rank 2 adds damage over time. Snares after root breaks, so that's just going to be mages are going to be annoying again here, guys. Ice sheet.
They always are.
creates an area where enemies are knocked down. Snares 2 targets an area. Increases size and duration for ice sheet. So yeah, you guys are going to be annoying.
Yeah, me and lore.
Right.
It's going to be super annoying.
There's mage detection. We saw that. A portal. Create a portal under the caster and place a secondary portal location picked by the caster. Portal will only work for a certain number of players. May be able to used offensively. Rank 2 increases range. Rank 3 uses portal, reduces threat, and clears targets. So it almost seems like, yeah, like that's a warlock gate.
Yeah,
in a way.
Demon gate.
Yeah. Prismatic beam. Okay. I think this is the one I was saying. Channels a beam attack towards a target, does more damage the longer the beam is held down. Rank 2 damages over time after channel, so you get a dot. And then rank 3 damages enemies between caster and target in a cone, so that just gets wider. The Quake, rank 2, knock down those hit by your arcane might. And rank 3 reduces focus costs and cooldown of the skill. So it sounds like Quake is going to be your big skill.
AoE.
Your big skill. Well, you're going to have a couple of AoEs. Because Implosion.
But this one's got to be big
beam.
because your focus has to be at 80% to use it.
Mm-hmm. Unless you have rank 3, so yeah.
You can just throw out.
Yeah, this will definitely be a big one. Save space. Targeted player can be self, is removed from combat for duration. They are sent to some extra dimensional location. Okay.
Like Jeannie can go into her bottle.
Right.
And then come out of her bottle.
Banished targets get extra mana while banished at rank 2, and then reduce cooldown at 3. So tentacles. Okay, there you go. Creates an area of effect around the caster that roots targets. Rank 2 adds damage over time, targets, increases range, and then 3 and increases duration. So, yeah, definitely. Mage is gonna be dumb because all I'm seeing is snares, knockdowns, freezing, over time
but aren't
damage.
mages usually a pain in the ass in PvP?
Yeah, frost mages, yeah. But still, this one's gonna be annoying.
But like you said, balance. You'll have to find out what it is that's going to balance that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think from what I'm getting from the actual game director, the way he talks about it, because when Swin was like, 64 classes, how do you balance that? Is technically, I think they're mainly going to be balancing the eight archetypes, and then the augments themselves, like I said. So an augment's not going to, for example, change. It won't completely change like Implosion, but what it probably will do is if you're a Warlock, it would just make that Implosion. So maybe right here it says, so target a single target and then area affected around the target. So let's say maybe wherever you summon that Implosion, maybe instead of an explosion, like an elemental or 2 spawns and they attack in that area. Anything that's in that area, they're attacking. So so it almost seems like the augments are going to be cosmetic more so than damage differences, if you know what I mean. Like, they're just going to change a little bit of what the actual, spells, like they're just going to change either the look or how the spells react and all that stuff. So hopefully that's the case, because that'll help with balancing, not be so crazy. But then again, who knows? All right, so the Mage. So this is pre-alpha, guys. So, but I wanted to show this because it looks really cool. For one, you actually get to kind of see a different look, especially on the Mage, how they're moving, how they're casting the spells. Haven't really seen this yet. And this is back since 2017. So this is early on, and this might have been a little bit of apocalypse, but I feel like it's not. So we will take a look here. So here we go. Are you ready, Misty?
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3, 2, 1. All right. So what do you think of that, Missy?
So a mage.
You think you'll be a mage?
I think it looks pretty amazing.
Of course you would say that. All right.